You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
JB, really good, just all around performance. Can you just kind of sum it up?
Yeah, just number one, very proud of the group. And DeAndre deserves a ton of credit, number one. Even more so than the numbers, the stats, the defense. It's been his leadership, his impact on our entire program. And he deserves a ton of credit. And then obviously his impact defensively for us tonight was massive. And I think that's what to be a good defensive ball club in this league, you got to have some type of physicality, rim protection, deterrence, presence in the middle, and he provided that tonight. He was phenomenal defensively in so many ways, and even shots he didn't block, they weren't sure that they wanted to get in there, But more than anything, he deserves that moment. He deserves, all that comes with tonight. But I'm just so proud of him. But to me, what I'm most proud of is just the leadership, the human being, the professional, and the way he's elevated our program in so many ways that will never be discussed, anywhere but in our locker room. So number one there, Poole has stayed ready. Poole was fantastic tonight, making shots, decision-making, defending, competing. He has stayed ready. He's been a pro the entire time. This has not been easy for him, but give him a ton of credit tonight. He was phenomenal. I could continue to go down the line from Carlo to Fierce rebounding to Bryce making big shots, Sadiq, Zion, a team full, just a full team effort. Queen as well, and I think, obviously DeAndre's had a massive impact on Queen, in a number of ways on and off the floor, but just a great overall response from last night.
What were the conversations like with DeAndre? You tell this guy that hadn't played since October that, hey, you're starting tonight. How was it?
Well, I slept on it last night. I had this, after the game last night, I had in my gut was saying to make this move. I slept on it, and when he got to the arena, I had a quick conversation with him. He was ready to go, and we made the move. There was not a lot of talk there. I've seen him. He's been playing in the death row games and the stay ready games, and obviously he has impact there. But we had a quick conversation when the team arrived today, just me and him one-on-one, and we made the move.
You've talked about just being bigger overall. Obviously, you have guys out right now, so that forces you to be a little bit creative with your lineups. But as you start getting guys back, is that something you hope to continue to try to do, where you're just maybe got Queen and another big and Zia at the third, things like that?
Well, yes, we've been leaning more big. We've made this since the Herb move. You've seen that we've tried to play bigger, right? To defend in this league, you have to play with more size. Obviously, it's just so we will continue to lean there. I think for me right now, I got to take it one game at a time. With the potential of DeJounte coming back, let's see where Trey's at. There's still a lot of moving parts here to our program. But what I will say is I think tonight was evidence of where we need to go.
So right now, Z's in a state where he's played the most games consecutively
Yeah.
In his career. He's been extremely efficient, but he's doing it on usage that's lower than is typical. If you look at it, from his rookie year onwards. What can you say about just how he's been playing off the ball and how that's allowed other players to get involved and just like the thought process? Because I know there's, in the past, there's a conversation of like, hey, he might be a point guard, you kind of run the offense through him, but just what's been the philosophy on his usage this season?
Yeah, we're obviously, utilizing his gravity in multiple ways, but you have the emergence of other guys as well. We're trying to build a full roster that is moving, at a high rate speed. And to do that, sometimes the ball's going to be in his hands and sometimes it's not. We've seen Murph's emergence, the ball's in his hands, Queen out there, at times, the offense may run through Queen and obviously Fear's emergence and Poole. But I think what I'm most proud about Z is, number one, he has stayed healthy, stayed ready. He's bought into this and he's been healthy for the most part. In general, he's stayed healthy. The usage might be down a little bit, but the efficiency is up. And I think overall the goal is to be as efficient an offense as possible, as an efficient team as possible. And I think, if we put too much usage or there's too much on him, would he be injured or not? I don't know. We don't have that answer. But I know right now where he stands, he's healthy, he's playing games, and he's trusting the system and the team around him. And I think he's finding his spots where he can attack. And sometimes that's early in the game, sometimes it's middle, sometimes it's late. But we'll find him throughout the game. But for our system to be successful, everybody's got to participate in that. And we do have guys that are stepping up, having the best years of their career. I mean, look at Sadiq, Trey Murphy, Queen as a rookie needs the ball in his hands to be effective out there. That's why Queen's out there in a lot of ways. I'm not playing Queen to be a spacer right now in this moment. Now, he needs to get there at times, but these are all 4 or 5 guys sometimes that you have to, trust and have the ball in their hands to be efficient. So I'm really proud of Z that he's bought into this, he's been efficient, and he's stayed ready, and he's healthy, and he's available. I mean, this is the best stretch of his career, so he deserves a lot of credit for that.
Did you know he leads the NBA in point per possession off cuts?
Didn't know that. That's a good number. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a product of being off ball now, and he becomes more efficient, and I think Murphy got to be up there somewhere too. I mean, Murphy's probably up there as well, but appreciate that.
Just, overall in general, what did you think of the energy and the intensity tonight? It seemed like, there was a lot of, I guess just, like I said, intensity between these two teams. It felt like there was a lot at stake kind of tonight.
I felt it from the minute. You go down 8-0 and you make that move and you're like, I don't know. You got to trust it. But the momentum was there, the fight was there, the spirit was there. Even when they were scoring, it wasn't easy. I think they made probably 4 free throws, but it wasn't a dunk and it wasn't a layup. We felt them. We're trying to find our way offensively with that group. First time that group had been on the floor ever, right? We never scripted it. We never ran it in practice. We had to find our way. But the game felt to me high level. Like DeAndre raised the level of everybody to me. Like the insertion of DeAndre just lifted everybody's standard, competitiveness, defensive effort, and I think it's sustained throughout the game. Even when Carlo came in, the level stayed there. DeAndre obviously being out there was a massive part of that. So I think you got to give him credit for that. I mean, and I think the team rallied around that. They rallied around this move, and the competitiveness was there from start to finish.
To that point, you guys trailed by 8 at halftime, but
Yeah.
It wasn't based on a lack of intensity. You outscored them 40-26 in the third quarter. I think it was like 69-46 for the entire second half. What do you feel like worked for y'all for the dam to eventually break in your favor?
We just kept pounding. It's like you keep knocking on that rock, you just stay with it. You don't read the scoreboard. I can live with that performance whether we won or not. I can live with that. That team competed, they defended, they cared, they shared it, they were in the huddle. I can live with that. All of us, you know. You may not always get those results, but to me, they stuck with it from start to finish. There was a spirit of competitiveness, a spirit of we're going to guard, we're going to defend. There was a pride about us. And some nights it's not going to go your way. And that's, you know, that's life in the NBA. But if you do that more times than not, my guess is the result's going to find you, you know, in your favor. And I think this was an example of that this team stuck with it. There was no panic at halftime. What are we doing? They felt us. We just amped it up. We were the aggressors in the second half. Our third quarter, our fourth quarter, I think we were still down. I think in the third quarter, we were down double digits. But there was a spirit. There was a fight about us until we figured out, you know, when we started making some shots. And to me, that's what defense does. It sustains you till you find your offense. And obviously, Poole and Carlo made big threes, and you know, Bryce, and we made some shots there to separate. But it was all built out of competitiveness in our defense, and I think that was the evidence we saw tonight.
And you've talked about, as a general philosophy, of sharing the ball, right? You had 7 guys in double figures, 3 guys scoring over 20 points in this game. How much do you like that, as far as everybody, you know, finding their way to getting the basket?
That's really the goal of this thing, is really to try to build a.
I can turn your wildest ideas into a song. Just describe it in a few words. Choose a.
Play with that spirit defensively. In my experience, most times that team's willing to sacrifice and move the ball and share the ball. It's built out of your spirit defensively, that when you cover for one another, to me, they felt like one unit out there tonight on both ends of the floor. And the goal is to share it, move it. We don't care who gets the shot. We just want the right shot. And even when we were down, I thought we were still getting the right shots, you know. So in general, I felt that was a team playing together as a 5-man unit.
Jay, do you feel like they took that loss last night personally? That's what fueled them tonight? You're talking about all this energy and everything. And I know DeAndre was out there, but do you feel like last night's loss, like the disappointment of it?
Well, I think that's a great question for them. I'll speak for myself. I was disappointed last night. I was disappointed. You know, I left the arena very disappointed in our effort and our focus last night. That it felt like just another loss to me, and that's unacceptable. This is our job, and we came back today with a spirit of pride, and part of it was making these moves, of putting people out there that, you know, cared enough on each possession to go do this. And, you know, I took it personal last night because I've seen us making strides. You know, I think over the last 10 games, this team is moving in the right direction. We had a slip up last night. You got to correct that. And we nipped it last night. We moved forward. If it happens again, you know, we deal with it and we move on, you know. So, but I thought it was a great response to a very disappointing loss last night. Now the goal is, what do you do with this? And I think winning teams, they respond to wins better than they respond to losses in a lot of ways. You know, do you want that same feeling in the locker room tonight, or do you want to go back to what we saw last night? That's a choice. This team has a choice. And we'll see how we come out Tuesday night. But I know we're going to have a very good practice, spirited practice on Monday. You know, we'll enjoy this one tonight and tomorrow, but it's back to work Monday.
I want to quickly ask you about Jordan Poole's decision-making. I think it was 5 assists, no turnovers. It seemed like his balance, right, between looking for a shot and finding teammates was as on point as we've seen all season.
I couldn't say it any better. I mean, he made mature plays, decisive plays, simple plays, right? We know he's an elite scorer that can get hot at any moment. The shot making was phenomenal. We've seen that. I think that's the edge we're looking for, is the decision making. You know, not turning the ball over, making the simple pass. Sometimes it's the home run pass too. It might lead to a dunk, or it may lead to something that's a hockey assist down the line. But he was very poised, controlled, and he deserves a lot of credit for staying professional, staying ready, and I think he was fantastic.
Coach, I know you said back to work on Monday, but as of now, early on, do you have any idea of what the starting lineup is going to look like once DeJounte gets back in?
I wish I could give you an answer. I got to digest this all too. You know, I think based on what happened tonight, obviously DeJounte could potentially come back on Tuesday. We'll see where Murphy's at, you know, where Missy's at, and we'll make some decisions. The beauty is these guys are making it tough on me tonight, which is great. That's my job, to make these tough decisions. And Hopefully we're healthy and we have to make some tough calls, but I couldn't give you one tonight. It's going to probably take me 2 days to figure this out. Good? Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
All right. Shout out to the fans. For all things Pelicans, you now tune into the Pelican post-game report. Shout out to the fam, a double clap. And, man, listen, the Pelicans rout the 76ers 126-111. It definitely took this game personal, man, after what we seen last night. Pelicans had it on their mind, and this one, man, came in, handled the business. They dominated the fourth quarter with that surge. The second half, outscoring them 69-46. Jordan Poole, after a lackluster game yesterday, he came in there knowing Trey Murphy was not in the game, lit him up, had 5 3-pointers to help the team go. DeAndre Jordan was a surprise starting lineup. He netted 15 rebounds, had some defensive efforts in there. And then, and like we talked about in the previous stream, fam, the keys to victory. One of the keys was that the Pelicans had to take advantage of a missing Joel Embiid, missing in that post area, and the Pelicans went to work. They handled some business. They shot better. They were more efficient. Just a lot of positive stuff happened for the Pelicans in this matchup, man. The veterans got going in this one to help the Pelicans steady it, man. So credit to James Borrego for really digging in, man, and kind of switching up things and changing things around, man, because, hey, we needed something. We really did. So shout out to them and shout out to you guys. Y'all please feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Big QDC in here for PPR. Final Pelicans routing of the Sixers. Feels good, 126-111. The Pelicans improve. We get our 14th win of the season? No, where we at? 16th win of the season. We ain't got too many of them, but when we do get them, we like to celebrate them. So big ups to you guys. Good to see y'all in the chat as well. DC, what's popping, bro? How you doing tonight, man?
Doing all right, man. I'm glad about the win, but I'm a little confused. It's, the double claps you got going on, and Borrego talking for what felt like damn near 10 minutes.
Well, when they win,
did we win a playoff game or a championship game or something?
You might as well put it like that. They beat the 76ers. I mean, the 16th win of the victory of the season, bro. So, but yeah, there's something to be positive about. I mean, the fact that they, after getting destroyed the other night, they were able to come back and rout the 76ers, a team that's, 5 games over 500. But, they've struggled. They've lost 3 in a row. Pelicans took care of business and pushed them further down the hill. So, and it's very positive, man. Very competitive game and very positive.
It is, man. But, since you into selling hopium, I ain't the hopium dealer. I ain't the hopium dealer.
Oh, you've been the hopium dealer. Yeah,
not this year.
Oh, you forever the hopium dealer.
But I see. I started off with confusion because.
Well, let's know him, DC.
That shit ain't no shit. I saw Jordan Poole, man. I saw Jordan Poole out there balling, bro. And I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I was wondering why the hell this man getting DNPs. It got so bad to the point I didn't think he was gonna play no more this season.
Well, we kept calling for it, bro. It made no sense.
If he could go out there, he could do this. While we was going through all these games, man, where we just need that extra oomph, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear to me he can play with Fears. They were able to coexist. Fears had like the best worst game he's had all season, but I'll talk about that later. But why was Jordan Poole getting DNPs again? Like, I really don't understand. And then I see DeAndre Jordan go out and he had like 9 rebounds in 12 minutes. And we had so many games where we got dominant. Like, why didn't DeAndre Jordan couldn't play 10 minutes in some of those games? 12 minutes?
He had to figure out his rotations, bro.
It's confusing, man. But nonetheless, we won. So let's see. Moving forward, we can look at it how we should, man. See what they're able to do, because the Pels are in a position to at least, end the season on a high note. I'll say that, and we can move around that draft positioning. Um, I don't know about the 10th seed having a shot at playing. I think that's a real long shot, but mathematically, they're not eliminated. And Kawhi Leonard is now sitting out games due to soreness in his knee or whatever. After he was hooping and had the Clippers looking like they was going to be something, you never know what happens with them. But good game tonight, man. Jordan Poole showed up phenomenally, as well as Zion. Um, I guess he heard a lot of the negative naysayers, even though he had like a tremendous game last yesterday. No rebounds, right? He went out there and he got some boards. And man, he was throwing them dimes out there too, man. He had guys knocking down shots. You know, a lot of those 3-pointers, if you were watching, came off the gravity of Zion, man. I watched him get Sadiq Bey probably 2 or 3 open looks, like in one quarter. And I think he had a real good read on the game, man. And they seemed prepared finally when the team went to the zone. I think what Borrego's saying is right because that 4th quarter last game, man, they went to the zone and we just it's like we didn't know how to beat the zone, man, and we just lost the game like that. It was really crazy because they probably should have won that game, even though I know what the score looks like so last game, but the zone just killed them, man. In this game, they were ready for it, man. So I commend the Pels to be able to finally adjust and be able to shoot their way out the zone. But you gotta hit shots consistently, and I don't know if they're gonna hit this many threes consistently, man. They shot like 50% tonight, right? From 3-point line, right?
That's
Yeah, that's
correct.
what it's up to 50%. So not how sure they can keep this up, but I've said that before. And the Pels come out and have a phenomenal performance like they did tonight. And like you say, they definitely had to take advantage of Joel Embiid not being there. But we ain't had Trey Murphy, man. So we even.
Yeah, and that's the point of having a guy like Jordan Poole, who is when not given the proper amount of minutes, his production is up and down. Case in point, last night game production wasn't there offensively. This game he got it together and scored 23 points, 5 3-pointers on the night. Very positive for Jordan Poole, but he's a bucket, and the guy could shoot the three. I mean, he's probably outside of Trey Murphy, one of your most pristine 3-point shooters, if you want to call him that. He has to be in the rotation for the Pelicans, man. You need his 3-point shooting. We're not going to get it anywhere else. You got to have him in some capacity, but getting him off the bench and counterbalance it with the starters, man, you're going to need that with Murray and all these other guys going forward if they're going to make a push for a plan. That's all they could really hope for, right? I know it's a bit of a long shot, but hell, I mean, you got 4 games remaining. What else can you do? But rally the team with everybody becoming healthy and make a push. That's what you have to do. But anyway, stats for tonight for the Pels, they were 40 of 81 for 49% from the field. The Sixers were 36 of 94 for 38%. 17 of 34. The Pelicans went 50% from downtown tonight against the Sixers. 12 of 46 for 26%. Pelicans 29 of 30. This could have been a larger blowout, to be honest with you. The Pelicans shot 76% from the free throw line, 29 of 38. Could have had a higher clip and really pushed it out there. The Sixers got to the line 33 times, converted 27 for 82%. Pelicans almost 50 rebounds tonight, which is very positive. They snatched up almost 50, 49-47 their way. The assist game 25-19. Pels way. Steal game Sixers way 10-5. Pelicans had 8 blocks tonight versus 5 by the Sixers. They had 15 turnovers and gave up 27 points off those versus 11 by the Sixers, giving up 11. The fast break points 26-17. Pels advantage. The points in the paint was 46-36. Pels advantage. Largest lead the Pelicans had was 21. Sixers at one time had it 11. Second half changed everything for the Pelicans. Just went up several levels and just took the game from the 76ers. The top scorer for the Pelicans tonight, coming off the bench was Jordan Poole with 23 points in 24 minutes. He was 8 of 15 from the field, 5 of 11 from downtown, threw in 5 assists with 3 rebounds. He was plus 21 tonight, so Jordan Poole was getting it done in a major capacity. 21 from Zion in 33 minutes of action tonight. He was 7 of 14, 50% from the field, went to the foul line, 7 of 8, 6 boards, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, plus 24 for Zion. 20 for Sadiq Bey in 27 minutes, 7 of 14 from the field, 4 3-pointers from him, 4 boards, 2 assists, plus 3 for Sadiq. Then, of course, you look at the rest of the Pels, 14 from Herb in 32 minutes of action, 5 of 11. Better shooting night for Herb from the field. He hit a couple of 3-pointers, and he was perfect from the foul line, 3 assists, and a rebound and a block for Herb Jones. Consider, throwing in some offensive pointage as well as some of his defensive stuff. Derek Queen in 21 minutes, 10 points, 9 boards from DQ, plus 1, 2 of 5 from the field, hit a 3-pointer. Off the bench, 12 from Carlo Mekovic. He was perfect, 3 for 3, and 2 3-pointers for Carlo. He was perfect from the foul line, had a solid night, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks for Carlo Mekovic. We've seen Bryce McGowan's another heavy minute game for him, 27 minutes, 13 points, 4 or 5 from the field, 3 or 4 from downtown for Bryce, plus 3. Jeremiah Fears, the young guard, 25 minutes, 7 points, 2 of 10 from the field, 0 for 3 from downtown. He did have 7 rebounds, 6 assists, plus 11 for the young Jeremiah Fears. Opposite side of the way, the Sixers, 27 from Tyrese Maxey in 36 minutes, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 25 from Kelly Oubre Jr., and 14 from VJ Edgecombe. Not enough for the Sixers. The Pelicans get the 16th win of the season, 16-42. They improved to 10-21 at home. They even up the regular season against the Sixers. Go ahead, DC. What you got, bro?
Man, looking at this game, man, and why the Pels won, it's very easy looking at the team statistics. When you look at them shooting 50% from the 3-point line, man, I think they had a hell of a lot to do with it. Kind of spearheaded by Jordan Poole. I believe he had 5 of them, five of those 3-pointers, and really didn't start dropping like that till he's kind of started going. And also, that they were able to win the rebound battle thanks to DeAndre Jordan. That was a huge thing, and them being able to get this victory, man, and as well as the assists. They won that assist battle 25-19. Major thing led by Fears, man. Fears, Zion, and Jordan Poole. They had the lion's shares of assists. And just playing as a team, man, I didn't see a lot of the my turn, your turn style of basketball we can play at times. They kept the ball moving, which I think was a big thing. And it was a little weird to see the steals inverted with the blocks. Normally we probably get, maybe 3, 4 blocks, 5 blocks. Well, they had 8 blocks tonight with DeAndre Jordan, but they were only able to get 5 steals. It felt like more than that, though, but I guess, when you're looking at those blocks, well, block can a lot of times feel like a steal too, so it's pretty much a similar thing. And the Pels went out and did what they did in the paint. So they covered all their bases, and I think individually we had some huge games, man. Start with Jordan Poole. Very impressed with him, man, playing only 24 minutes and turning in almost a point a minute with 23 points. And the points is good, but the thing with Jordan Poole, I think his decision making was a lot better. I see my man 504 Fresh. You said that's why he wasn't playing, because his decision making was horrible, at times. And I can agree, but I think that's something they could have worked through. As far as him, I don't think he should have been DNP'd for that, because he had some games where his decision making, it looked pretty damn good when the shots was going down. But nonetheless, tonight, I thought he did a real good job of staying composed. He was in that first quarter. I don't even think Jordan Poole really scored much in the first quarter, if at all. And he just kind of let the game come to him, man, and made all the right decisions. No turnovers for Jordan Poole. Didn't jack up a bunch of logo threes at crazy times. And that led him to being plus 21 in the plus or minus, man. Shout out to Jordan Poole. Hopefully, we can keep him in the rotation. And with him and DeAndre coming back, and you can keep Jeremiah Fears playing the way he does. I don't know how DeJounte coming. I don't know why I said DeAndre. DeJounte coming back would impact Fears, but if we can keep his production mixing Jordan Poole, man, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? But easier said than done with all of those guys. Bryce McConnell's had a solid game too tonight, man. I just wanted to point that out. Dude just plays the right way, always handling business, man. And defensively, Bryce McConnell's is a dog, man. He makes so many just high IQ basketball plays where he's just doing the little things, man. And you don't try to do too much, 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. Man, us giving him a contract was well deserved, and just looking forward to see how that continues to work out in the future as he progresses with this team and continues to be a solid piece, rotational piece for us, man. Because you can always depend on Bryce, man. Every night he's gonna give you about maybe 8 points, some solid defense at pretty high efficiency, man. With no turnovers, just smart basketball. Sadiq Bey, Sadiq just walking 20 at this point, man. Always doing what he does. No different tonight. He also led the charge with those 3-pointers, 4 for 7. I think he probably hit a few of the first 3-pointers, man. Him and Zion had a good little 2-man game going with Zion drawing attention and kicking out to Sadiq. And Sadiq just did what Sadiq does, man. It's been a beautiful thing to watch him as a Pelican, man. I wonder, they're going to have to try to re-sign him, but at this point, if he keeps playing like this, I have no idea what he's going to command as far as the contract. But then we done gave Herb, $90 million, right? So I don't think Sadiq going to be looking to come cheap if we're going to be able to hold on to him. But the man of the hour, for me, other than the two other guys, DeAndre Jordan and Jordan Poole, and Carlo played well tonight too, man. With them damn 3-pointers. Those some big shots. I thought he had like 3 3-pointers instead of 2, though. No, he got fouled on one and went to the free throw line. But Zion, man, Zion had all the points the night before. We didn't get the dub. So he came out tonight. Zion had 19 points at halftime. And we came out in the second half and they started running zone more. And Zion just kind of used his gravity, man, to create opportunities and looks for others. And he got a lot more busy on the defensive end and rebounding in, man. 3 steals tonight for Zion, only 1 turnover. He had a block, 21 points on 50% shooting, 7 for 8 from the free throw line, man. Zion had a phenomenal game tonight, man. And without him doing what he did, Jordan Poole, as well as DeAndre Jordan, they ain't no way this would have been a dub. So shout out to them 3 guys, as well as everybody else, man, because everybody played solid tonight. My man Jeremiah Fears, this is the best 2 for 10 game I've seen from him. He shot horribly tonight, man, but he did everything else, I think, at a very high level, man. And this dude is just continuing to grow, man. Excited about the progression of Jeremiah Fears. Can't wait to get that 3-point shot locked in and him be able to finish a lot better, man. Too much lackadaisical just finishing around the rim at times, man. I think that's a big part of his bad shooting tonight, man. He had probably about 3 or 4 shots that were just gimmies that he was supposed to make. He probably normally does make, but just couldn't get the night.
All right, shout out to King Lennox, man, for the super chat saying playoff roster, maybe, definitely some mental issues. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to you, man. Go ahead, DC.
Got no playoff roster, Lennox. But didn't Dumas say that shit to start off the season?
I mean, he was playing it up because he felt like the team had enough assets to be able to at least make a strong playoff push. And of course, when you start the season off, you always want to have that kind of mentality because that's what the flock want. The flock want a team that plays hard every night and that wants to at least make the playoffs. So when you see, Zion Williamson, how he's played the last several games, Trey Murphy has been playing really well over the season. We got Herb finally healthy. He was getting in and out of the lineup. He's finally there. And now we kind of dealing with some issues now with Trey Murphy missing because of at the shoulder. You got Eves having his issues as well. But getting all of those guys eventually coming back, DC, that's what a lot of people want to see. So there is no draft to cloud our vision, right? In terms of the flock, like what's the Pelicans going to do over the next 25 games or whatever, remaining for the rest of the regular season? Obviously, the mindset is the tanking doesn't fit for us. We don't have the pick. So the only thing they can lock in is at least tell the players to play hard, finish strong, and do whatever they can do to kind of secure an opportunity to get into play. And that's all they can really reach for. I know it might sound improbable, but that's it. And with 25 games and you got your health, why not, man? We have some tough games along the stretch, but hell, you're getting paid money, real money. We'll have all these guys. You got to step up and do it, bro, for real.
And they just dropped some videos. My bad Pelicans film room. I'm looking at it now. They didn't popcorn some people called. They done got Derek Queen and looks like Micah Peavy. I'm gonna send you the one Derek Queen called with Zion and Fizz messing with him. But nonetheless, Big Q, I think you're right, man. What else is there?
There's nothing.
And this is possible. I mean, they got 26 games left, and I don't think they're gonna get it. But if they did,
wouldn't it be cool if it was, bro?
Be cool. That would, man.
Bro, that would be
a great ending to the season,
awesome, man.
Even if they lose the playing game and don't go to the playoffs, it still would be amazing just to even get to that point.
Right.
Because right now with the Pels stand, man, I mean, Portland is sitting there with 27 wins. We got 16 wins, so it ain't impossible. I mean, that's 11 win difference. And that's a tall order, man. To climb, maybe 12, depending on tiebreaker and all that type of stuff. And then you got the Clippers at 27 wins as well, and you never know what the hell gonna happen with them. The Clippers of Kawhi, they shut him down or whatever. I think don't they own their pick? If they don't own their pick, I don't see them doing that. But if they shut Kawhi down, man, ain't no telling what the hell happened with the Clippers. So, but the Pels would have to still go out and win some games, which, you can't always depend on them to do consistently. They win some games here, there, and then, like Borrego said, they had these slip-ups. They're more like a possible 500 team. So if we got 26 games left, you could expect the Pels maybe to win half. They would have to do more than that to be able to hit the, this playing trajectory of possibly get up into that. So, well, that's my bad. That's right. I said 26. It's 24 games left. You're right, my man Von Too Real. You're right, bro. It's 24 games left, so that makes it even more difficult. So, let's say they do win 12 games. You think all those other teams just ain't gonna win no more games? Nah, it ain't gonna work like that. They probably would have to win around, I think, 18 games or so, man.
Yeah, they would have to
get 24 to be able to do that, and that's really that's a lot. If they were able to do it, with DeJounte Murray coming back, and let's say hypothetically he looks, phenomenal, or he looks at least a high-end starter level player. I mean, if they can figure out how to not let people run layup lines on them, it's possible. But after all we seen, Big Q, you really think that could happen?
Hey, listen, no, based on what we've seen, it's up and down. But I'm saying, with this tight window of games, like with all of the stuff that we've seen previous, the injuries, everything, who's coming back, this sort of thing. Then you get to the trade deadline. You have to deal with all that. All that is cleared away. So what I'm saying is the window of what you want your team to see has been shrunk to the plan. There is no lottery situation to cloud division. All it is 24 games, a tight window, and the fact that the Pelicans are, 11 games behind, 11 and a half games, whatever it is, behind the 10th team in the play-in. I mean,
Yeah.
you got 24 games. So, yeah, you're going to have to win a lot of the games, but you got the tight, crystallized view. You're going to get all these players back, including DeJounte Murray. Poole is playing again, add the 3-point shooting. You'll get Trey Murphy the third back. You'll get Yves Messi back. And you call it that, and then of course the feeling of having the finality of understanding and knowing that, hey man, we got to sink in and finish. Now, like I said, all I've seen from the Pelicans this regular season rather, is just an up and down thing. But like I said, when we have this small sample size, crystallized view of what they need to do, will they be a serious shift in thinking? We've seen Zion Williamson do some stuff we never seen him do as a player. He's been stellar over the last 30-something odd games that he's been playing. He's been awesome. And like you said tonight, how he was able to score when he needed to and then facilitate, rebound, do whatever he needed to do on the offensive end to help out teammates. We seen DeAndre Jordan stepping in and collect those big rebounds. We seen the 3-point shooting for Jordan Poole tonight. But I'm saying, like we was talking about previously, if Borrego wants to win, he's going to have to be more creative in these lineups. He's going to have to open up his lineups and allow players to kind of, filter through and see and find the correct lineups that he needs to have to be able to compete. We talk about all that. Then you mentioned Bryce McGowan's getting what he's doing, he's shooting the ball, playing defense, and doing the things that he's been doing. So here's a positive stuff going on overall. So that's my standpoint. The Pelicans have that small window in terms of what they're focusing on. It's not to me, it's not any other distractions. We got this amount of games to do to get into the plans. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. But it's also based on, can the Pelicans fix several crucial steps to get that, and their defense is a big part of that. So, I mean, all we can do is kind of wait and see. But DC, with all of the games that's remaining, they will face teams along the way that are in their way for a potential play-in spot. And one of those teams is the Golden State Warriors. That's the next team that we got up next. And of course,
well spoken. I like the transition too, man.
Yeah, that was
please
real
buy
good.
some of that high quality hopium from Big Q. Though. You
I'm
did a
just
good job
saying.
there.
Thank you, DC. I appreciate that.
Your shit pure. Your shit real pure. That's 100%.
No, I'm saying, man, I'm just giving the real. What I said is facts. I'm telling the fan. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I have to lay out the fact that what we doing. If you're the coach of your team, and let's put the head coach hat on. When you walk in there, you got to give your team something to rally and motivate around. You can't sit up here and say, well, we got 24 games. Let's just go out there and give them hell. You got to give them something to focus on. As tough or as improbable or impossible as it seems, you still have to be able to make them understand that together we're healthy, and if we play together with the right mindset and temperament, that we can reach the top of this mountain. It's not impossible. We have Zion Williamson, we have Trey Murphy, we have all these other great players. They all synced in. We're healthy. If we play together, we could beat some of these teams that's going to be in our way. And a lot of these teams ain't shit. A lot of these teams are tanking teams. A lot of these teams that we playing, they missing players. So, this thing with Silva, what he's talking about implementing is that shit ain't going to happen this year. So teams are still going to have that tanky behavior. And besides, the NBA still going to, if they tanking or not, the NBA still is going to, they still going to tanker with their lottery system. It's not a real lottery. They don't even show you the balls no more. They don't even put it, they go behind a closed door and come out and say, hey, man, this is the guy. This shit ain't real, man. It's not a real legitimate lottery anyway. So for people to focus on the tanking thing, it fucks with the leagues. Excuse my French, the integrity, so called, of the NBA, which I question severely based on how a lot of stuff that I see from night to night with the NBA. That's a small problem with the NBA's game, in my opinion. The corporate guys are too much involved. It's not really. I ain't gonna get into all that shit. All I'm gonna just say at the bottom line is, if you're the Pelicans head coach and you have this team here and you're getting paid with the remaining games, you got to make them sink in, and you got to make them see. There's no more trade stuff and all this who's this, that, and the third. It's very easy now, insofar as to get them to look at one thing, with all these guys healthy. And I'm telling you, if you can get the Pelicans into the plan healthy, that's a difficult team, man, when they get there and start believing again. Like I said, DeJounte Murray means a lot because he's a floor general. He has a certain temperament that we could use right now. So get him back insofar as that helps. So like I said, a lot of things could happen. Like I just looked at the schedule. There's a lot of games on that schedule with teams that are not going to be inclined to win. There's going to be some people being set down, and all this kind of stuff is all I'm saying. Golden State, that's as we talked about, segue into the Golden State game. Steph Curry's not going to even be in this game. Steph Curry's out for this game against that we got coming up on Tuesday.
They ain't never stopped them before, bro. It's still the Warriors. So.
Yeah, I get you, but I'm saying he's the top guy. Steph Curry is still a man. He's averaging over 27 points a game. He's not going to be in the game. Neither his brother ain't really a factor, but both of those guys will be out of the game as well. And we know Jimmy Butler is done for the year. Kristaps Porzingis possibly could be returning from that Achilles injury for the Pelicans matchup. We know that. So, I mean, in the end, the Golden State Warriors do control this series 2-0. We have the final game. It's on Tuesday against this team. Perhaps we'll see DeJounte Murray. He's marked the return on the 24th. So is Peavy. So is Trey Murphy. And so is Yves Missi. So all these guys are marked to return for the 24th. Will they? We'll see. You heard Coach Borrego in this extra extended presser today to start the broadcast off. One of the reporters asked him how he will add DeJounte Murray into the lineup, and he talked about it'll be a challenge insofar as figuring out how they're going to do it, but that's his job as the head coach to get it done, and he's absolutely right. So, but Golden State enters this game, family. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Pelicans win a good one here, and like I said, this will be home in the Smoothie King Center. Feeling like what they feel. Like I said, it's difficult gauging the Pelicans from time to time, seeing what they did last night and then getting blown out and then coming back and hammering the Sixers is interesting. Can they kind of solidify and pick what they're going to do? Because we need to pick up wins. There can't be any topsy-turvy stuff going on against Golden State, man. So, like I said, y'all see the stats on screen right here. You know, the 3-pointers, a lot of that's tied to Steph. Like I said, he's not going to be in this matchup. They'll have a few other guys. With Curry out, you'll see Pat Spencer and a few other guys, DeAndre Melton, Moses Moody, Draymond is healthy. Al Horford to be there. Kristaps Porzingis will be a game-time decision. They still have
he a problem, bro. Kristaps Porzingis.
I know. So
when he healthy, you know, that's kind of like a big deal. Especially without having to worry about Curry, he probably gonna get a lot of shots.
Podzinski is another dude that's there as well. So, you know, like I said, when we played the Golden State Warriors before, the Pelicans' biggest issue, in my opinion, fam, is we kind of lean into the keys of victory or what we need to do against this team is, of course, we got to deal with the perimeter. We got to level up our perimeter defense against this team, and that's what it is. And another thing is how we attack Philly in the paint. That's something that we have to take to the Golden State Warriors. But DC, let's see what you got to say on this, man.
Yeah, man, I think to me, for them to be able to win this game, it's gonna depend on the matchups. Like, what is James Borrego gonna do as far as the lineup? Is Trey Murphy still out? Does DeJounte Murray come back this game? possibly, right? They said he'd be back in this next, so it's got to be the
Yeah,
Warriors or the Jazz.
right.
How the lineup goes, because that's looking at the Pels the way they play tonight. You would think, yeah, they could beat the Warriors, right? They played pretty good tonight. You played a Philly team who not trying to lay down. You know, they got something to play for, even though they didn't have Joel Embiid, right?
Hmm.
Well, you can look at the Warriors and think, it's a similar thing. Like, okay, they were able to beat Philly, then they possibly can beat the Warriors. But the only problem with it is, I don't know who gonna be in the starting lineup. I don't know if Trey Murphy's back. I don't know if this is the game where they're putting DeJounte Murray in the starting lineup, or even if he's going into the starting lineup, right?
I don't say the starting lineup. Maybe he'll come off the bench in some capacity.
Okay, if he comes off the bench, then who's starting?
I mean,
Whose minutes is getting dipped into for that? It's just a lot of unknowns, in my opinion, going into this Warriors situation that has me wondering what that's going to look like, right? And the Warriors, they don't have Steph Curry, but they're still a team that's going to come out and compete, man. They ain't been winning a whole lot of games, but they didn't beat the Suns, they didn't beat the Timberwolves, two teams we couldn't beat. They beat the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Charlotte Hornets, and a lot of these games. How long has Steph been out? And he's been gone for a while now, right?
I'm gonna have to look him
Do you
up,
know?
DC, and see how long. I know it's been at least a couple of games Steph Curry been missing that I'm aware of. I can look it up and see how long, any longer than that.
No, well, actually, he was there for the Timberwolves
I
victory. I
want to say
see.
he was out. Hold on, I'll tell you. Yeah, yeah. Just
So
go
he was
do your
out when
thing.
they,
I'm
they
gonna pull
beat
it
they
up.
beat the Grizzlies. But nonetheless, the Warriors ain't playing at their best this year, regardless. They got a lot going on over there.
Yeah,
But I think the addition of
his last game was against Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah, it was against the Detroit Pistons back on the 30th of January.
Okay, so they was
So
riding the win off the
yeah,
Jazz, and then
he had
they went on
23
a
points in that one.
yeah, they beat the Suns. That's probably the best team they beat, you know, since Steph got hurt. And I think they're very beatable right now. But my thing with the Pels, man, we got something going. That they got some form of chemistry with the way things are, and we have to add Dejounte to that. And I have no idea how that's gonna look. And then you're also trying to bring Jordan Poole back into the mix. And you got DeAndre Jordan playing because Yves isn't hurt. I don't know, man. It's just uncharted territory. But if I had to go out on a limb, I say the Pels win this game. And they win this game because they're able to basically not be a layup line. And the Warriors, I think, will hit some 3-point shots, and they probably will be better than us. But I think if we add DeAndre Jordan into the mix, we can win the rebound battle, and we probably can win the turnover battle, or at least stay close enough within the turnover battle um, to be able to do what we got to do and dominate the points in the paint. So I think that's how the Pels get this victory. Um, Not expecting a huge game from Zion because for whatever reason, you want to just say the Draymond is just a hard matchup for Zion. He didn't have some solid games against the Warriors, but he didn't have some of his worst games against the Warriors too. So I'm not expecting him to explode and go off. But it'll be a game where I think if Trey Murphy does play, I think this will be a game for him where he can kind of do his thing.
I'll tell you what, DC, what I like, man. I love the and I gave Borrego an accolade, a positive accolade early in the broadcast for having the imagination to add DeAndre Jordan into the starting lineup. I give him credit for that because he knew they needed something. And when you add a player like DeAndre Jordan, if you watch at the post game interviews after the game was over with, you seen Derek Queen, you seen some of the young players and other guys love DeAndre Jordan came, and it was giving him hugs and support when he got the post game interview. They were giving him a lot of love for his effort tonight. And when you add the veterans, like listen, one of the family members said that the Pelicans won tonight because of DeAndre Jordan snatching 15 boards and playing and doing what he doing in there. But you also got to factor in Poole too with his 5 3-point shots and some of the things that he was doing as well, who helped. These veterans, that's what we need. We're going to need that in this stretch of 20-something odd games for the final season. A smart vet like DeAndre Jordan on the court, directing people, telling people what to do. The same with DeJounte Murray. Poole getting involved. If any success, and we've been saying this for the last several weeks, family. If you're gonna make any kind of push, you're gonna need these guys. You're gonna need the skill set that Poole has. You're gonna need DeJounte Murray. You're gonna need DeAndre Jordan. You're gonna need your veterans, even Kevon Looney. You're gonna need these guys involved. Not just standing there watching, but more involved in everything, because these veterans, they're intelligent. They help elevate the overall intelligence level when guys are on the floor. So they kind of cut out a lot of the mistakes that's being made, the breakdown in energy at certain aspects of the game. Those guys are talking and lifting each other up. So I appreciate that, and that kind of shit we need more of, man. Going down these 20-something odd games, we're going to need those veterans to step up. So if Borrego can some kind of way figure out how to get these guys involved consistently over this next 20 plus games, anything is possible, man, because you're going to need to have that. Just keeping it real. So that was really surprised seeing DeAndre Jordan in the lineup and seeing Poole. We talked about Poole. Poole was deactivated for like 10 straight games. He got some play last night. He didn't look that good. He was rusty last night. But he comes back the next night and lighted up and was a big part of why the Pelicans won tonight as well from an offensive standpoint. So, like I said, these guys, you're going to need these guys along with Trey, along with Zion being healthy and all these other guys to make a push. But I tell you one goddamn thing, the Pelicans get in that plan and they healthy like this and they gain a rhythm, they're going to be a problem for some teams. I ain't saying they're going to win the championship or anything like that, but I'm saying if they can some kind of way get this to round out the 20-odd games remaining, man, because they got to play the guys anyway, DC. They got to play Poole. They got to play Murray because, they have to build up their value to be able to trade these guys in the offseason if that is indeed the case. So, I mean, Borrego got his work cut out for him, man, but credit to him getting DeAndre Jordan involved, man. That was big.
No doubt, man. Well, we're going to have to see,
that's
I
right.
guess.
That's right, Bey, too. Can't forget about Sadiq Bey, fam. Sadiq Bey averaging 16 points, 16.7 a game? He balling, bro.
And I guarantee if you add, just disregard the beginning of the season and start there from certain, it's well up to 20 points. Sadiq damn near get 20 points every night, bro.
Yeah, he balling, bro.
I mean, without Sadiq, shit, we don't have another 3-point shooter until they started playing Jordan.
That's right.
Poole.
That's right, DC. That's right. That's absolutely right.
Sadiq is he handles business. Another thing I like about Sadiq that we don't mention a lot, Sadiq is probably one of our best rebounders, man.
Bro, he's your third best scorer. If you look at the season stats, he's your third best scorer. It's Trey at 22, Zion at 21.9, and Sadiq is averaging almost 17. He's 16.7 with 6 rebounds a game and 2.5 assists from Sadiq Bey, averaging 30, almost 31 points a game. Sadiq Bey is balling, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Love it, man. His rebounding and his defense, I think, is underrated too. I ain't saying he like a hellified, defender, but Sadiq Bey hold his own, man. He's just solid, bro, across the board. He's probably Sadiq probably really is our most well-rounded player on the whole roster, bro, when you think about it.
Right.
Like, just when you look at every category of what he can do, the only thing I think Sadiq is just not excellent at, I would say, like being a ball handler. Not that he's horrible. A ball handler and and just a playmaker for as getting other guys looks. Everything else, man, shit, he either average or above average.
Shooting 35, he shoot 35% from downtown, 45 from the field.
Shit, I
And
think
bro,
he leading the league like in clutch percentage, like far
yeah,
as in the clutch scoring and percentage wise, Sadiq Bey is like number one in the league, man.
bro, over the last 10 games, looking at the last 10 plate that he had, 33 and a half minutes over the last 10 games, 43.5% shooting from the field, 38% from downtown, 91.5 from the free throw lines. He's averaging 20 points, over 20 points a game, 7 boards, 3.4 assists over the last 10 games in 33 and a half minutes. Sadiq Bey is balling, man, and a big part. That's what I'm saying, that if the Pelicans some kind of way, man, you adding DeJounte Murray, and I don't expect him to average 17 and a half DC like he did last year. But what I'm saying is when you add players like that, man, along with a pool, and then you can get, try to give them a mission impossible by telling them, hey, man, we got to win a certain amount of games to get to the plan, and they all healthy. I mean, and they ain't been playing a lot of ball. It's the crazy part. They're not worn out. You just getting Murray back. You haven't played pool in a while, so they're not worn out. So they'll be very excitable for this stretch. So I mean, we'll see how they handle it, man. Because I think a lot of times we have the talent. It's just we didn't have the brains. No disrespect to Borrego in terms of his being a better organizer and a better motivator, having more of the charisma to be able to get players to see what he wants them to do. He's still kind of fiddle-faddling with his lineups, not knowing what to do at this late date. So, I mean, there is stuff that we are limited by because of the limited coaching acumen of our interim guy that we have. So, man, 23, 24 games, whatever the case is, it's going to be interesting to see if they can pull this off, bro. I'm just saying, this is going to be interesting.
Most definitely, man. Very interesting. And if anything, I would have to say, as far as the Pelicans, I am very happy with the level of entertainment. I mean,
Yeah.
you get frustrated with them. They annoy you sometimes, man. You don't have things to look forward to, but at least the one thing I can say about them this season, they have not been boring. They've not been boring, man. They've been entertaining. So, with that, I think it's going to be very exciting, watching them down the stretch, whether they do make a run or not. I think it's still going to be basketball worth watching, and just seeing these guys develop and ending the season on a high note, man, I think would be something awesome to see. Even if that's only them winning 12 more games, I still think that would be an extreme positive over the way things started, before the All-Star break. So, did you got that stuff I put in your messenger, man? Everybody got their cars popcorn tonight, bro. They got Fairs, PV, and DQ. And they all posting up the videos, right now, man. They've been running across the timeline, so we go ahead and show that to the family, I guess, before we get
Go ahead and put it on, bro. If you sent it to Twitter, go ahead.
Let me see.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to just go ahead and break it down with the schedule about the family members to show. We got a final home game of this stretch that we were currently on, family. Like I said, Tuesday, February the 24th, Golden State in the Smoothie King Center. Like we said, Steph Curry is not going to be available for this game. I think the Pelicans should win this game against Golden State and close out this current homestand with a victory hitting the road against matchups. They're going to hit that tough string of games going out west. It's one, two, three, four, five, 6 away games. The Pelicans. They started off this upcoming week, Thursday, February the 26th. They go to Utah, and then 2 days later they play Utah again in Utah. Then March the 1st they go to the Clippers. March the 3rd they go to the Lakers. March the 5th they go to Sacramento, and then back to back, right? A back-to-back is March the 5th at Sacramento, and then Friday, March the 6th at Phoenix. So that it's going to be interesting. That's going to be a tough stretch of games going out west and handling the business. And with that many, like, and I'm gonna just stop right there before we even go any further, but because, like I said, that'll be a very important stretch of games. How do the Pelicans deal with Utah? How do they deal with the Clippers, the Lakers, Sacramento? How many games do they win in this stretch? You know, because this is a big part of the 20-something odd games we got coming. If the Pelicans can really step up against some of these teams and handle business, some of these teams are struggling here. Pelicans getting all of their guys back, meaning Trey, DeJounte, Eves, all this kind of stuff. Truly, rightfully so, and we know this, we say this all the time, that they should be able to take care of business against a Utah team. Be right there with a Clippers team, even a Lakers team. Sacramento's team is falling through the flow. Phoenix, I think Booker had some I think he busted his hand or something. DC and Booker have some type of issue. Had he hurt his hand, he might be out a little while. I think I heard about Booker hurting himself, man. I think Booker have an injury.
Check and see. I ain't gonna lie, man. The Pels kind of beat it out of me, bro. Once I pretty much saw that they ain't gonna be in contention this year, I ain't really been watching the rest of the league, bro.
Well, I mean,
I have not been watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up there. I thought Devin Booker had some kind of hand issue that he was going to be out of. No, it's a hip strain. It's a hip strain. Yeah, he'll be out at least a week. Okay, yeah, I thought that must have been another player I was reading about.
So yeah, when we run across him,
he should be healthy by the time we get to him. So
okay,
yeah, there you go. So I thought it was another player I came across. I thought he had busted his hand or something like that. But nah, this Devin Booker is just dealing with a right hip strain. So yeah, by the time we get to him, that's at the back of that stretch. He should be good to go. But I ain't worried about it, man. We got Herb. You know, Herb gives that boy fits. But this is the type of stuff.
Hold up, man. Hold up. That you being serious? Oh, that's a joke.
No, I'm saying Herb. We got Herb, bro. But go ahead, show your popcorn.
Oh, come on, Q, man. You've been trying hard to set that hoop in tonight. Oh,
say, bro. Listen, bro. I'm trying to.
Man, Devin Booker done put 50-point games on us. Boy, he probably averaged 40 points against us, man. What hurt about that?
We about to stop that, boy.
Man, shit.
We about to stop that, boy. We got Sadiq and Herb, boy.
Devin Booker got Herb kryptonite.
We can even throw McGowan's at him if we need to. Right. We got Herb, we got Sadiq. We can throw McGowan's at him, bro. We can slow him down, bro. But go ahead, what you got?
Excuse me, family. I ain't feeling very hopeful. Big Q on this shit tonight. But this little short clip of the guys, they got all they cause popcorn tonight. This is Derek Queen, I believe, one of them, and I got the other two as well. So check this out.
He gotta go see. They got the Ringo.
It's Murphy. I ain't gonna lie, that road's over with. Oh, that road's over with.
And you got the red guts too.
So they having a good old. Well, you see his DQ. He got the symbol up in there. And this the other two guys. So this is Jamal Fizz here.
Oh no.
They done got him.
Hey, that ain't your call now. Hey, JP, you got your keys, JP? He's finna GTA. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on, gang. Hey, shut your fake game.
Oh, I got him messed up, you know. So he like he on the phone. He trying to go get him another call.
Oh no! Why I got a little sprinkle in there though? Trey
Murphy posting all this. So he probably was the main culprit that hit everybody else.
They popcorn Zion's car?
No, they popcorn Derek. Why would they popcorn Zion's car? They popcorn Derek Queen car. This is Jamal Fizz car.
Wait, let me get Queen's car.
This is Queen's car right here.
Wow.
Queen was first.
Man, this shit going good.
That's crazy.
Jordan Poole crazy ass up there eating the popcorn.
That's crazy, man.
He's hungry. And this is Michael Peavy here. They got all three of them, bro.
Oh, they got the rookies.
Hey,
okay.
where you think I was finna go?
This is tonight, too. This is right after the game.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Trey Murphy hit him up while the game was coming.
So why that
Bro, don't
game
say that,
he out
bro.
there
Chill,
popcorn
bro.
and call.
You already got yours, man. You already tripped. He gonna be right here cleaning up with you. He gonna be right here cleaning
That's
up with you,
funny.
bro. He tripped, bro.
Right in the parking lot, so they did come out the shower and all
Hey,
that. They did
y'all got a date?
post-game
Y'all got a
interview
date?
and
Y'all
come
better
out-
push your
come out-
reservation.
They don't know what to do. They try to call Uber. They try to call a damn Uber now. They don't know what to do, man. That's crazy, man. That's
I
funny.
mean, that's the smartest thing to do, man. You go ahead and call your Uber and just pay somebody to come and clean the car tomorrow.
That's
what
crazy.
else you gonna do?
That's crazy. That's funny, man. That's funny.
Yeah, so
But
you know, good times, man. I think that's a sign of the team camaraderie and chemistry and everything being where it should for that to go down like that. And we ain't see no goddamn fist fight either. Nobody really pissed off
man,
about it. They
little
handling
rookie
it well.
hazing. That's right, Slim.
Yeah,
Little
they
rookie
handling
hazing.
it well, man. And everybody looks to be having a good time after a win, man. You know, after you win a game, you deserve to have a good time. So funny to see, though. I thought I didn't think we had no assholes on our teams like that.
Nah, it's cool, man, because doing that with the Rooks. And the Rooks been playing hard this season, man. It's been a long season. We got 20-some odd games remaining. And, it's cool to see that kind of thing, man, to kind of loosen up and have a little fun or whatnot. But, that's pretty cool, man. They got to get an Uber and kind of get their ass to go where they need to be, man. But, yeah, that's pretty funny, man, to see that, man. Trey Murphy out there popcorn in their damn cars while he out there playing. Yeah, I don't know. Did they do Trey that when he was a rookie? Did they popcorn his car?
Yeah. See, that's why he the asshole. Because Devontae Graham, if y'all don't remember, Devontae Graham was hard on Trey, man. As his rookie, he had him going to get Chick-fil-A and donuts and all that shit. He used to be talking to him crazy. You don't remember all that?
I don't remember that.
Devontae Graham was doing Trey dirty, man.
Actually, I do remember that. Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember. I remember that, man.
And then in the midst of all of that,
VI along with that shit too. VI
in the midst of all of that, Q, that boy Mama put out a tweet or something. He said, "You better tighten up, or that light skinned Puerto Rican boy gonna take your spot." That's exactly what happened.
Hey, that's
God don't
crazy.
like ugly, bro.
Mama told him, boy. Jose got it
Don't
too,
like
man.
ugly. Jose got his ass, man. Shout
Man,
out to
time
Jose,
flies.
man.
Time flies, dog. Time flies. I remember that. And now Jose.
And then we traded him and sent away 4 or 5 second round picks. I'm sure Big Sean gonna tap in and tell us exactly how many it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, bro. He that right there.
Devontae Graham cost us a first round pick in like 4 seconds, bro.
Yeah.
On top of what do we pay him? Like $60 million, $70 million?
He got paid well. He was supposed to come out here and light it up for the Pelicans. Boy, that was one of the worst.
That was one of the worst moves.
That was one of the worst moves.
That was
as overall, I'll probably say it was like a top 3, one of the top 3 worst.
You know what? When I think about it, all the worst moves of the David Griffin tenure, Q, get this shit. They all involve point guards.
Yeah.
You pass up Darius Garland for Jackson Hayes and Nick NAW, right?
Yeah.
You don't trade Lonzo Ball to Cleveland for Laurie fucking Markham.
Yeah.
We could have got Laurie Markham, but they
got Laurie. I remember that.
No, it wasn't Cleveland. It was the Bulls. It was the Bulls. Well, yeah,
he was at Chicago
because he was playing Chicago.
Yeah.
And he went to Cleveland, and that's when he started to have an uptick, and we was like, see. But then they draft fucking Kyra Lewis over Tyrese Maxey. Then we trade a first for Devontae Graham and trade 4 seconds to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Bro, David Griffin, the horrible move. All point guards.
Horrible. I'm so glad we got that guy out of here, man.
He was so horrible at assessing the players, I guess, man. He got talent here somehow. But he just said he's a horrible eye for for moves with certain players like this, man. Shit.
Yeah, that Kyra Lewis moving that was a horrible pickup for the Pelicans. That was horrible,
Everything
man.
we tried to do to fix the point guard spot was horrible. And how did I forget that we traded Steven Adams, right?
Yeah,
Traded
that's
for
right.
Steven Adams, and we traded Drew Holiday, and we got Eric fucking Bledsoe. That's what.
Oh,
That was like the second move. I forgot to mention that one.
yeah,
All of them involved point guards, bro.
Bledsoe was cooked by that time. He wasn't nowhere near the Clippers version of the Clippers Eric Bledsoe. That was a beast. He wasn't nowhere close to that. He was cooked when he got here, man.
That was awful. What do you think the worst move was out of all of them, bro? Because that shit was horrible.
Out of the Griffin era or overall,
bro.
man, I kind of tend to put them all together, man.
I just gave you 5.
Solomon,
like it is all
I know, but
they could never fix the point guard position.
well, you talking just point guards. You valid there. I'm thinking overall, like terrible moves to get players. I'm thinking people like Amir Osik trading the first round pick to get him from where was it? From Houston,
Chicago.
was he? Chicago, and then giving up a first. I know, but that's all the moves. These are the stupid moves that we got with these people.
Damn,
man.
you try to put him up there.
We got him from Chicago, first round pick, paid him, and then shipped him out to the Rockets or something for picks. I forgot where he went, but it's also with Solomon Hill. We signed Solomon Hill, had to ship him up out of here. So I mean, there was a bunch of players that we got over time. You know, outside of the Dale Demps era, the David Griffin era. It was just horrible. Yeah, but the Graham move was egregious. The Kyra Lewis drafting was I would say that was the most stupidest. Yeah, indeed. I would say that was.
Remember we were saying that shit on the draft show? It's like, man, just get anybody other than Kyra. Guess what we were saying, Q? If it wasn't we said either Tariq Maxey or Sadiq Bey. That's what we were saying live on the show. And it went fucking Kyra.
Yeah, and then the crazy part about it is when they defined the pick, it was the worst draft pick the Pelicans had because with the reason that David Griffin made the Kyra Lewis selection, he made it without Stan Van Gundy. Van Gundy was the coach at the time. He selected Kyra Lewis, and they asked him about Kyra Lewis. And Stan Van Gundy said, I don't know. I had nothing to do with that. And it was like,
he was shaking. He was shaking when they started.
He said that after that. He said it after. He said, I try to stay away from that stuff because he tore up Detroit for like 7-8 years. How long he was up there as a VP, effing it up and screwing up the draft choices and all this, the personnel decisions. So he had PTSD in terms of when his solo pick was Kyra Lewis. He had no input. He had no
PTSD.
He had no input on the selection of that pick for his team. He had no input on it, and David Griffin made that choice. It was just a horrible pick because Kyra Lewis had all this speed and potential, but he was passive aggressive. He wasn't no defensive guy. He didn't, he was kind of at times timid. It was a horrible pickup.
He needed to go to. Then we had all this soft hand shit over here. They messed up Kyra too. I don't think he. Slim Salt. I think he out the NBA, man.
Yeah, he ain't in the league. No, he went up to Toronto. The last time I heard from him, he ain't
playing over there. I think they got rid of him. He would have had to go to like Doc Rivers or something. Man, he needed to go somebody who was gonna put a little grit on him. Man, we didn't have that. You might have been able to get something out of Kyra if you would have been able to. He needed a little shot back, bro. Like you said, he was too passive, man. I think it was a little too much for him, and he didn't have the aggressiveness that he needed for the style of basketball he was trying to play.
Exactly. Yeah.
You trying to be this fast guy that attack the rim and all of that. Like you gotta be a dog to do that in the NBA, man. They're gonna knock you on your ass and see if you're gonna keep coming in here.
Right.
When they knocked him on his ass, he ain't keep going.
He didn't go. Yeah, he would. But to see the thing, the speed, he had the speed, and he was also a decent free throw shooter. He was working on his 3-point shooting.
He started 3-point shots start coming around a lot. His confidence. his confidence would just waver, man. He went to extreme highs and lows with his confidence because he would get minutes and then he wouldn't get minutes, and it just was all over the place with him.
Yeah.
They sending him to the G League and then they bringing
Right.
him back. He
Yeah.
just
And he did well in the G League, but it was never a level of consistency. And it's sad because even though you have like we have Jordan Hawkins here. And like I was saying for a long time, if you're not gonna play
they
Jordan
messed
Hawkins,
him up
Hawkins is
too.
not. Yeah, they mess Hawkins up too. If
Hawkins was
Hawkins should,
extremely confident, and they
he, but
said all that
that
shit.
boy won a championship at UConn. He came into the draft as a champion. He led that UConn team to a championship. He was ultra confident coming into this thing. They were branding that boy like he was going to be the next Ray Allen, and he came in here, man, and they just screwed it all up. I mean, they couldn't find consistent minutes for him. That boy can't even consistently hit 2 pointers. I mean, it's just he just went downhill, and the development was off. They kept him on a team, buried on a depth chart, not using. They should have sent him to the G League for him to at least get some burn.
Right. I mean, I guess he beyond that now, bro. You talking
Oh,
about
he beyond
what
that.
this
He got
Kyle?
$7 million. They're gonna
This
get rid
is
of him in the
third. This
offseason.
is third year.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's the crazy part is
They
they
might
should.
have to eat that $7 million just for a roster spot, man. If you can't
Well,
include him in some
he
type of
might.
trade, it's
That's
just
what
a
I'm about to tell
salary.
you. That's what I'm thinking that he might be a part of a throw-in. He might be a
They
throw-in
might use
because
him with the DeAndre, not the DeAndre,
yeah,
DeJounte. I don't know why I keep trying to call the DeJounte DeAndre, but they probably throw him in that trade when we move DeJounte.
yeah, because if you looking at it, if you got Bryce McGowans and all these guys, and like I said, I don't see him picking up minutes because his defense is not good, and his shooting is not good at either. Man, I'm looking at Jordan's Hawkins stock, and I'm gonna just say this, and then we'll get ready to leave. But he's been here. This is his third season with the Pelicans. First year he started with the Pelicans, he played in 67 games, started 10 of them. He was averaging 17 minutes a game. He averaged 8 points in his first season. He shot 36% from downtown, 84% from the foul line. He finished with 8 points in his rookie year. The following year, he played in 56 games, had 9 starts. His minutes went up from 17 to 23, almost 24 minutes a game. His field goal per shooting was like 37%. He dipped a little bit with his 3-point shooting. He went from 37 to 33%, and he averaged 11 points a game in his second year. And then in his third year, you're supposed to see that quantum leap. His game he went from 67 games played his first year, 56 in the second year, to 37 games in the third year. His minutes went from 23.6 last year to 13.6 this year. His field goal percentage dropped from 37% to 32%. His three-pointer went from 33 to 31%, and his numbers went from 11 points a game to 4.2 points per game. So I mean, the development, he went backwards in development, and he doesn't regularly see the floor. So I mean, they just really screwed up his development. Period. Could not find a place for him, and like I said, the G League should have been with Jordan Hawkins. Should have been. If you couldn't get him in games, he should have been sent to the developmental league and allowed to play there. But the Pelicans, like I said, when you have coaches that don't have a plan, they don't know what the F they doing, the players suffer too. And that's what a lot of the frustration happens when guys want to play, they can't get on the floor. I just be thinking sometimes, fam, like what we seen with the Jordan Poole thing. Like Jordan Poole, we knew that the Pelicans were going to try to trade Jordan Poole. But at the same time, we knew that there was not a trade market for Jordan Poole. Out of all the stuff that you heard, nobody was interested in Jordan Poole's contract. They knew that. They also realized that people were interested in Jose Alvarado. New York been interested in Jose Alvarado for, we've been knowing that. Since back last year, we've been knowing that they wanted Jose Alvarado in New York. But they played Jose Alvarado even though that, there was a trade market or people wanting a demand for Jose to be moved. And the crazy part of what I'm saying is because I felt like, man, listen, you can't, as the Pelicans, we sitting here with 16 wins. You can't afford to tuck a player on a bench that's averaging 17 points a game. Especially if Trey, your 3-point shooter, is dealing with injuries, and you have Jordan Poole there, who's another 3-point shooter. You can't afford to tuck him or put him down or try to make it look like he can. And then the crazy part about the stupidness about it is they kept Poole after the trade deadline happened, family. They still had Poole benched and relegated. We're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got to play him to trade him anyway, so it made no sense. So I'm like, Coach, what are you doing, bro? What the hell are you doing? You need offensive production off the bench. Poole averaging during the season like 14 points a contest. He's your third, whether you like it or not. Jordan Poole is the fourth leading scorer on the team. You have Trey, Zion, Sadiq, and you got Jordan Poole. You got to play the guy. And this guy was just, I don't know, but how many games did we suffer not playing Poole? We could have used some of that production.
I guarantee we probably had another 3-4 wins for sure, bro. If we've been playing.
That's what I'm saying. Just stupid. But anyway, man, all I got to say.
If you add DeAndre today, it might be 5-6.
I'm just saying, bro. You look at, you talked about the zone and Antonio Davis, and everybody know about the zone, how you got to have 3-point shooting to kind of shoot your way out of it. We lacked that. We were lacking that, and having a guy with Poole's skill set. We know that he doesn't give you a knockdown, drag out defender on the defensive end, but he is a special talent offensively. We've been knowing that Jordan Poole is not an all defensive player, not even close, but he doesn't make his bones on that end. He makes his money on the offensive end because he gets hot and he'll knock the piss out of you. Like what happened tonight when he hit 4 or 5 3-pointers tonight to help the Pelicans beat the 76ers in the ground. So like I said, we saying that you're benching him because he's not efficient. I heard writers saying that they felt like they were benching Jordan Poole because his efficiencies on the defensive end. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? He never was that player on it. You just making up stuff. You're not, man. That's why I be challenging this bullshit. I'm like, man, no, it was something going on between Borrego and Poole, obviously, because the guy's a bucket. And for whatever reason,
you know what it was, man.
You had to iron that out. Right. We know that, DC. We talked about that before when he made mention of he just has to stay ready and all this kind of stuff. And then the guy sitting there, a total bucket getter, and you got other bullshit. You can't even score off the bench. You're getting hammered off the bench and the guy not playing. You got to play him. He making $30 million. If I'm paying a man $30 million, he will not be sitting on the bench. I don't care if I like him or not. I got to play him to trade him. I can't bench him and then pay him $30 million. That's wasting money. That's stupid. That's not a good way to get a return on your investment. It's not. By sitting the man is a $30 million point guard. I mean, a guard off guard. So, I mean, you got to play these guys, whether it's Murray or him, you got to put them in there and play because, like we said, Murray averaged 17.5 last year. He ain't going to do that this year. He'll come in there and might give you 10 or 12, 10 points if you're lucky, 12 points, something like that. But he'll come in there playing defense, facilitating, pointing at guys, telling them where to be. That's what DeJounte is going to do. He's the floor general. He comes onto the team on the floor, and the IQ of the team goes up. Jordan Poole is a bucket getter. I would love to see Murray and Poole and them there operating with everybody else in the Pelicans filled out. Like you have that intelligence. I love to see with DeJounte Murray once he hit the floor, how his relationship is with Borrego insofar as him explaining the game from his perspective as a player on the court, actively on the court against Borrego, telling him, hey, man, we don't need to do that. We need to do this. Remember what he used to do with Willie Green when Willie Green would be trying to tell him some stuff and he'll be telling Willie Green stuff and kind of waving off Willie and, this sort of thing. I love to hear that dialogue is once he comes back and become active again. on the team. It's going to be interesting to see the dynamics of the veteran players uh, in that last leg of the season try to compete to make the team get somewhere. It's going to be interesting to see that, man, because like I said, we got to play these guys so we can trade them. That's the bottom line. And besides, they'll still be on the team when Borrego gone. Yeah, some of them. But anyway, that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all. DC, you got a last word before we peace out the nation?
Nah, man, I think you you covered it all, man, and you went in depth on that. So hopefully the Pels can listen to some of this shit and do better next year. I mean, it is what it is this year, man, but we can't keep getting in our own way. You know, that's how I would like to end it.
Yeah,
tonight, that's all I could think about, man, with this game. Like, why haven't we been giving DeAndre Jordan and Jordan Poole minutes? If they can help impact winning on the team, we need to fucking win.
Right.
Like,
right. Why not? Why
and
not?
It need to be starters to do it. So it's like,
right. Bro, that's the point. DC, why now? I mean, what I can't, you know what? I gave credit to Borrego. I gave him a shout out. But how much is this him versus, you know, because this is the thing. You come out of the All-Star break, fam, listen. We had our rising rookies, and listen, we really proud of our guys. Shout out to Jeremiah, Fear, shout out to DQ and PV. I think we have a phenomenal young class of talent. I think these guys will be big for us into the near future. I think they're gonna be something special for us. But if you Borrego, to me, what motivated this? Was this a Joe Dumars thing? Because I know they had extra time, extra workout time, extra practice time, extra time to sync. Because I know them guys wasn't at no All-Star break. Not sitting up here with the team at 14 and 15 wins. Who got time to go to the All-Star break if you ain't the rising rookies? If you some of these other guys, see, you like, man, I ain't going to that bullshit. I'm going to sit here and figure out what we need to do for this last leg of the season so we can see if we can make something shake. What motivated him to say, man, I'm going to go, because DC, the man is, DeAndre Jordan is at the bottom of the depth chart. He's the last man on the bench. He's been relegated as the mentor.
Yeah, he had 15 fucking rebounds tonight.
Right. So what motivated? Because I'm very curious about that. What
he had
motivated
a dream.
that?
He was on his Martin Luther King shit. He had a dream.
That full of shit. That boy was told that shit, man. He had a dream. He woke up. And what else did you learn in this mystical, magical dream?
Heavily on his mind all night, you know.
Man, he had a dream. Hey, man, listen, bro. That's crazy. Hey, you believe that shit? Did you think it's really he had a dream, or was this something told to him? What do you think?
Dream, man. He didn't have any options. Like, I was listening to all that dribble, and I'm like, well, if you didn't play DeAndre, who the fuck else were you going to play? Kevon Looney? It was Kevon Looney or DeAndre Jordan. You know, I mean, I think it just dawned on him, hey, we played Kevon Looney. Maybe this ain't a matchup for him. Andre Drummond is a lot bigger. Him and DeAndre Jordan are similar type players. Maybe this is a good matchup, you know? And I don't believe all of that, man. You know,
but DC, he didn't just play him. He started them. He started them, and he played 32 minutes. One of the family members said he was basically relegated to the camp council. He basically the team counselor, and he got in there. He started 32. He started them for 32 minutes tonight, bro. Out of the nowhere. That's fascinating to me. That he would have that. Where did that come from? Because we've been lacking that type of imagination.
You watched the game last night.
Where did it come from?
You watched the game last night, man, and it was painfully obvious to me. I like Bryce McGowan, bro, and I've been told you this, Q. What is our record when we start Bryce McGowan? I don't think we won a fucking game. Like, he's not a starter.
No, he's not. It's not the same.
You know, he's not even a guy that you put in as a spot starter. He's a role player. and he's somebody that you
Right.
put out there that can maximize, what other guys that are better than him
Yeah, you
can
bring
do
him off
because
that
he can
damn
fill
bench where he
in.
can match some other people off those other bench guys too. Yeah, he
Right,
played. Yeah,
he can fill in what you need him to fill in. But to me, playing Bryce McGowan and Herb is just like it's like two players canceling each other out. I think Bryce needs to be the guy you put in when Herb need a breather. That's
right.
it. So I think watching that game last night, not saying it was Bryce's fault that they fucking he had nothing to do with that, but it's just painfully obvious that you can't have him be the starter. So what other options you got? You got Kevon Looney. You're already playing Jordan Poole. He just got out your doghouse a little bit, and he didn't really play good last night, so you're not gonna start him, right? Kevon Looney is another one. He's helped us win a game here or there, but you're not about to start Kevon Looney, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kevon Looney is not who he used to be, as far as the Warriors, and I think he's still a guy that can be effective, but he's not best
Shit.
utilized as a starter either.
DeAndre Jordan older than Kevon Looney, but the way it look,
But he
Kevon
still
Looney older
moved.
than
He
DeAndre
still
Jordan.
moved. He moved better. And the thing I was getting to of why you don't start him, especially in this lineup, you don't have no height. DeAndre Jordan is damn near a legit 7 foot. You know what I mean? So he's 6'11" and a half or something. So you're gonna go with the height. You got Andre Drummond out there, man. You need to match up with some height. You don't want Kevon Looney out there. And it's the only thing that made sense. It's either him or you're gonna start Jordan Poole or you start Carlo. And should I revisit when they tried to start Carlo?
No, thank you.
Like that shit went horribly wrong too. He didn't produce anything. He's best utilized as a stretch big off the bench, and I love him in that role. We need to keep him around because he's pretty damn good tonight. But
you see, by the way,
it was common sense. Like, what else were you gonna do?
By the way, on your Bryce McGowan's call, man, over the last 10 games, Bryce McGowan has played 26 minutes a game. He shot almost 47% from the field. He's shooting almost 42% from downtown. He's averaging 10 points, 2.5 assists, and 1 rebound in those.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Big Q. And he doing all that shit from the bench, right?
Yes.
Not the starter.
No, he's not. He is. You're right. He's better served there.
Don't have him be the starter. It's all fine. So man, and I think they probably had a talk, in the off season, not the off season, but the break about Jordan Poole and probably upper management and all of them. Like, look, you gotta play Jordan Poole. Because I think all that shit, it was something petty to begin with. I know he makes some bad decisions and this and that. He told James Borrego about himself, and I would imagine he probably did it in front of everybody in a very disrespectful way. So he went and, he put him in a doghouse. Which I think is fine for a game or two, but shit, Jordan Poole DMP for what, about 15, 20 games?
He was DMP for 10 games, bro.
It was 10 games?
They shut him down for 10 games.
Felt like longer than that.
Nah, it was 10 straight.
Yeah, that was all a punishment, man. And to give Borrego just a slither of credit, just a little bit, you see how Jordan Poole came back out and played. He ain't taking them dumbass shots. He ain't out there just trying shit like Zion said. He said, man, Zion told me, he said, man, you just be out there trying shit. He ain't doing that. He playing like he remember how to play basketball and do fundamental basketball shit. And it's kind of similar to what you see with Jeremiah Fears. They took Jeremiah Fears out of starting lineup because, man, Fears go down there and he got the ball. Fears shooting that shit. He just used to play like he ain't trust nobody was gonna give him the ball, right?
Right.
He shoot that shit, miss it, get a rebound, he's shooting that shit again, and he wasn't even under the goal.
And nobody out there except for him.
No, he got the rebound, and he had to run it out. You get the rebound and you run that shit out after you miss, man. You supposed to pass the ball. He's still shooting that shit. He gonna shoot a 3 this time. Miss that bitch too. But he took Jeremiah Ferris out, set him down, and he got Ferris playing good, man. So at least I was right about that one thing I said about Borrego. Remember that? I said he good with point guards. It's starting to show.
Well, yeah, it's starting to show. At
Kind of
first,
late.
it is late. That was about to say because he's supposed to be the point guard whisperer for Jordan Poole. They got Murray coming back, so he got 2 veterans making these. These are $60 million players, man. Both of those guys, both of these guys are over 60 million combined. DeJounte Murray and Poole. So whatever you're gonna do in the next 24 games, it has to involve those guys and the veterans. Period. So man, like I say, man. They should get this win against Golden State coming up. The last game before we hit the road, man, they got like I said, fam, a serious stretch of games as they hit the road after this final one on Tuesday, man. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle that, man. That's going to be big. Those 6 away games from February the 26th all the way to March the 6th. It's going to be interesting, man, to see where they are in terms of their skill. Because they come back for a 2-game stand against a Washington and a Toronto team before they go to Houston. And then they come back for Dallas and 2 games against the Clippers, of which are back-to-back, and then Cleveland. And then hit the road for the Knicks, who got hammered tonight. The Knicks, Detroit, Toronto on the road, then Houston, then Portland, Sacramento, then Orlando, then Utah at home, both of those, and then they finished the season against Boston and Minnesota. So it's not going to be easy, but with all of your veterans and everybody healthy, that's the point. A lot of teams are going to be tanking because we got teams like Utah there, we got the Clippers there. We got Sacramento in the mix. That's thrown in there. We know Phoenix ain't been playing the best basketball in the world. Dallas is having some issues as well, but they do have some teams like Cleveland and the Knicks and Detroit in the mix. We got Toronto in there, Houston's in there, Portland's in there, Orlando's in there. We got Boston and then Minnesota. But at the end of the day, fam, with all our people healthy, we should be able to get these people what for. That's all I'm saying. So that's all I got.
Yeah, man. So you got all those
Knicks
teams.
came back and won. Boy, the Knicks was getting hammered, man. They came back and won that game tonight. The Knicks came back and won tonight, man. They won.
They say Jose was playing in the clutch. That's what the fam in the chat said.
Man, the Rockets was handling them, man. They came back and won. The
Rockets ain't for real, bro.
The Rockets came back. They came back and beat them by 2.
They better keep Fred VanVleet, bro.
Yeah, they need help at the
Kevin Durant, his downfall, but not having a point guard for like the last 4-5 years, right?
Yeah,
that boy had Kyrie Irving and Harden, and they both got.
Yeah, they thought VanVleet was gonna be the guy. When is he supposed to come back? What is he coming back?
I think he out for the season. Like he had a serious injury, man.
I thought he was supposed to.
I don't know if it was a knee or something. He's supposed to come back.
I thought he was supposed to. He suffered a torn ACL. Yeah, he done for the year.
Yeah, he done.
Yeah. I thought he was supposed to come back. Nah, he done. They said he done for the year.
Then all that stuff that happened. Well, they say KD burner account got leaked, and he been talking shit about all his teammates. He said Jabari Smith retarded. Sengun can't shoot. I just saw all this crazy shit that he had on his burner account. So I would imagine that probably fuck up team chemistry a little bit, He ain't say nothing bad about the Thompson kid though. That he legit.
Nah, they got a strong squad, man. I don't know if Houston what they're gonna do.
They don't have a point guard.
Yeah,
it's a problem. Reed Shepherd is more of a shooter than a point guard. They don't have a facilitator of the basketball. Yeah. I think that's always gonna be an issue till they rectify that. That's
He 3 assists a game ain't gonna cut it, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna have 24 million, bro, to sit on the bench. They had plenty of time to go and find somebody. I don't know why they. Well, Conley. You mean to tell me Conley settled? Was out there and they ain't go and get Conley, and he went back.
You ain't hear what happened?
They couldn't go and get him.
that to me, they sat down in the office and they told them what the play was. That shit was.
We're gonna trade you over there, then you come right on back. Yeah, right. Yeah. That. Come on, dog.
They could be. The NFL will be looking at the Saints like that. If we get Rashid or Marshawn Lattimore back, they're gonna be looking at us like that.
Hey man, yeah. That to me was really suspect because he showed enough. They traded him over there and to Chicago, and then that boy came right on back. He on the team now. He signed with him. He backing up. He back on the team.
Man, that boy didn't even rent a house over there. He ain't rent an apartment or nothing.
I'm saying I know he ain't the best.
He didn't even move this shit.
I know
he ain't moved this shit from Minnesota.
I'm just saying though, if Houston need a point guard and Conley was out there, I mean he ain't what he used to be. 38 years old, he averaging like 4 points a contest. But I'm saying he's still a veteran that can facilitate and floor general for you. He's a smart guy. He can occasionally hit a 3-pointer for you. But you know, he gives you a legit point guard. The guy is, you know, he kind of old in the game, but still in all, the man couldn't help. He can't help you. So I don't know why Houston ain't kind of reach out.
That's what I'm trying to say. You ain't listening. They pulled Conley in the office before everything happened. They told him that man didn't get a U-Haul. He didn't get no moves. He didn't do none of that shit.
Yeah, that boy was right back, man. He went right back.
He was never available.
That boy went right back.
That went, man. Shit. Did they even have him for more than 48 hours before they cut?
I'm gonna have to look into it, bro. That was a funny.
That was a logistics ass move. That's what that was, bro.
Yeah, that was kind of funny how all that went down. They might have to definitely look into that, bro. Ain't no doubt about that. That was funny movements going on. But anyway, man, we're going to get on up out of here, man. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all for being in the building, man, for this one. Much love to the fam. The Pels did take care of business. They knock off the 76ers. They routed the 76ers 126-111. We got Golden State coming up on Tuesday. Steph Curry's not going to be there. Pelicans could really do a service to the Pel Nation and themselves in their search and their hunt to kind of get closer. And so far as striking down some of them games, you know, in between that play-in tournament, Golden State is one of those teams, to be honest with you, that's sitting in the play-in right now. So if the Pelicans really wanted to kind of get a little closer, they definitely could. Golden State right now sitting number 8 in the play-in spot. Phoenix is, and we play all these teams. DC, we'll see Phoenix, Golden State, the Clippers, and Portland. All these teams are sitting their ass in that 7, 8, 9, and 10th spot. So, and you know, like I said, Utah is a team that's slightly ahead of us, and by 2 games, I want to say DC 2.5 games as we climb. So, I mean, man, listen, we got to handle up. They got to handle up. With that being said, we're gonna get on out of here.
Appreciate y'all on the birthday wishes, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, shout out to you, DC. Happy island birthday to you, my brother.
Hey,
I got a birthday.
I was out chilling with Mardi Gras and all that. What's up, island birthday, man?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Mardi Gras all over the place now. Yeah.
So, Mardi Gras all over the crazy.
All right. So anyway, man, y'all appreciate y'all for chiming in, man. Y'all hit the like button and the sub button, man. Big QDC, PPR representing the Flock and Nation, man. Y'all check out the Pale Shop for the merch, and feel free to share the links on your social media feed. It helps out the stream. We'll be back on Tuesday night to recap the Pelicans win over the Golden State Warriors. With that being said, we out. Much love. Peace. Go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat. I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Switch, post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, never, and never, and never, and never. Say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thehootitdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thehootdatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description.